Beautiful sunrise. Yay.
Yep.
So good morning. It's about 6:30 a.m. and I'm back on trail, leaving the Warwick drive-in. My Hello Kitty backpack on. Been an interesting couple days. Went to the concert in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Yesterday did a lot of running around. Drove from Connecticut all the way down to Easton, Pennsylvania. I had to turn in my Osprey Exos 58-liter backpack. Started to fall apart. Excuse me. Started to fall apart, so I contacted Osprey, and they were going to do an exchange for me. And the only outfitter they could do an exchange with, or they were going to ship me a new pack to an outfitter, and was in Easton, PA. So, trouble is, I had to drive down and make the exchange, but my pack wasn't going to be there till Monday, the 22nd. So, I think I drove down on Friday the 19th, today's Saturday the 20th. But I had my Hello Kitty backpack. I didn't have anywhere to store the other stuff, so nonetheless, I drove to Easton, PA, dropped my pack off. I was either going to have to come back, rent a car and come back, or I was hoping I could try to talk them into shipping my new pack up to me, maybe a little bit further up. They didn't have any in stock, any 58 liters in stock, but they did have a couple of 38 liters in stock. So I talked them into an even trade. I'll drop off my 58-liter pack. My new 58-liter pack will be there on Monday. They can have that. And I'll take a 38-liter. So I actually have an Osprey Exos 38-liter pack. I was only using about 35 liters of my pack anyway, so that I picked up. And I left it with a shuttle driver. So I have my Hello Kitty backpack, hiking out here. And I didn't think it would make it that long, but guess what? It didn't make it that long. I thought it would at least make it to the end of the day, or maybe a week or so. Let me show you. So I gave it the old college try. Even though I knew the stitching would be the first thing to go. And it went. Trouble is, I am a good ways away from anywhere. So, in typical Wingit fashion, I'm gonna have to improvise. And find a way to tote this thing out of here. We gave it the old college try, man. We gave it the old college try. All right, so I just finished the walk of shame. I didn't think the Hello Kitty backpack would make it long, but I thought it would make it more than 2 miles. It made it right around just over 2 miles, I think. And seams come apart. My stuff went flying everywhere. Luckily, I was smart enough to bring 2 bungee cords. The straps came off, but I was able to bungee cord up the pack and kind of carry it like a book bag 3/4 of a mile back to the road where Pathfinder and McChristie Flop met me in the rental car. We're on the way back to drop the rental car off and then come meet me on trail. Fortunately, I paid a shuttle driver $100 to carry my Osprey pack just in case of an emergency. And I didn't mail it home. So he carried my pack for about 12 hours. But it is a brand new pack. So I was saying before, my 58-liter pack was ripping and was torn, and so I called Osprey or messaged Osprey, and they arranged for me to get a new pack, exchange it for another 58-liter pack that they had to mail to this outfitter in Pennsylvania. But I'm getting ready to step into New York, and I didn't want to have to go back for it. We had a car yesterday, so I went there yesterday. And I dropped my old one off. My new one wasn't there. It won't be there till Monday, which is 2 more days. But I talked the owner into cutting a deal on he can keep my 58-liter when it comes there if he would give me what he had in stock, which was a 38-liter. I don't need 58 liters. I only need about 30 liters actually. So the 35-liter Osprey will be fine for me for the rest of the way because I've really reduced my weight a lot. As you could tell with the Hello Kitty, probably 20-liter pack. My base weight's probably around, I don't know, 9 pounds, man. But then you add the water in there and the food, it's maybe 15. Certainly under 20 with everything, with my power, and I have 4 power banks and 2 phones, so I'm pretty light. And It was a super dumb idea, but it was fun. Just wish more people could have seen me out here with the Hello Kitty. Wish I would have made it a couple days, but I got a contingency plan. Don't you worry. But, you know, one of my first videos was like, holy crap, a backpack's a backpack. I thought I would come out here with a Hello Kitty, like just making joke of it. And then I found a Hello Kitty backpack. So, I thought the signs of the universe were lining up. And God was on my side. Well, he was for about 2 miles. The good news is I didn't send anything home, and I had a contingency plan to just in case this happened. I knew I was gonna have to struggle to get my stuff out of the woods, and I brought some bungee cords just in case, and wasn't expecting it this quickly, but you know, a couple people gave it a couple days. Some people were really rich and gave it out in New York. I had no idea, but I did buy 2 Hello Kitty backpacks, so I'll keep the other one in my osprey, and maybe I'll slack with it, or when I go into town, I'll wear it around in town, and you know, just for my essentials or change of clothes or something. So I'll keep a Hello Kitty with me from going forward, but I'm gonna go back to utilize my new osprey. All right, so I got about some mileage to make up, but technically I'm not slack packing. I am no packing, because Pathfinder McTwisty Flop are gonna return the car, and Hydro is gonna give him a ride back to the hot dog stand, which is about 10 miles up, 8 miles up now, or maybe 7 miles, I don't know, for lunch. And I'll put on my new pack then. And Papa Smurf is on his way, so I'm super excited. We'll all be back together again, and more escapades to come. I'm doing my second walk of shame today because I am off trail. Who would have thought? Today is going exactly according to plan. The Wingit plan. Welcome to New York. That is super cool. Flag up here on this tree. Yeah. So it's been a day, man. So I started out with that ridiculous idea of seeing if I can, ridiculous but fun, managed to hike a little bit with a Hello Kitty backpack, a $16.99 backpack from Marshall's, and lasted about 2 hours. And so I packed everything in there, and it was relatively light, but with the waters, it was too much for the straps, and it broke. About 2 miles in, so I just hiked 2 miles back and drop it off and slack the rest of the way, because I had given my 38-liter backpack to Hydro to carry for me, because just in case, for when I knew my little Hello Kitty broke. So it didn't take very long, but he wasn't in the area, so I slacked about 10 miles, and but having to go back to 2 and do the 2 back again, I had about 14 miles in by the time I got to I don't know, the hot dog stand in New York there, and went up to buy a hot dog. And because I didn't have a pack this morning, I put my wallet in my fanny pack, and guess what Wingit did? He lost his wallet on the trail, and credit cards, cash, identification, and that's a nightmare scenario for being out here on the Appalachian Trail. So you can't really get a credit card forwarded to you to a post office, or then you need ID to go into the bank and get another one, and it's just a nightmare scenario. And so I dropped everything, and my friends did too. Reunited with everybody. I get to the hot dog place with Pathfinder and McTwisty Flopper there, and Thrive's there, and Papa Smurf just showing up, and coming back for probably a month off a trail, and he's like, nothing's changed with Wingit, man, and but they agreed to hike with me, and it was about a 8-mile stretch that we thought it might be it. So I started going southbound from where I was at, and Pathfinder and McTwisty Flopper driven up about 8 miles up to the road head, and we're gonna hike north, and we're gonna meet in the middle. And Thrive was doing what Thrive does, and coordinating, and and watching our gear for us so we didn't have to carry our gear, and getting on far out and doing messages and messaging on Facebook to see if anybody had found it. And pretty busy section of the trail today with section hikers and day hikers and through hikers, and found somebody on the trail that said they heard somebody had found it, and turned out a through hiker named Touche. I'd love to see him. Kind of found it, took a side trail off, and went to the tap house and turned it in there, and then the tap house owner notified his name. Oh, I can't remember his name right now, but I'll put it on here when I'm done. He notified the owner of Lost and Found Hostel, conveniently called Lost and Found Hostel, and Lost and Found Hostel wrote a bunch of messages on Far Out and looking for Wingit, and that's how I got my wallet returned. And the trail provides, and it's absolutely magical. But I was defeated, man. I'm just over, like, hiking excessive miles, and had to hike a couple miles back off trail again. I probably got like 20 miles in today, and logged only about 12 miles of actual gain. And but I'm so grateful for how the trail provides. I'm so grateful for my friends, and I'm so humbled and sorry for being winging it all the time and making stupid decisions. And so many people had to sacrifice their day and their hike for me. And I mean, you're talking Pathfire and McTwisty Flop, Papa Smurf just coming back out here. His friend Peggy, who drove her here, was helping out by getting them to the trailhead. Hydro, carrying my Osprey pack for me so I can try to hike that ridiculous Hello Kitty backpack, knowing it was going to be a disaster, and offering rides and help, and plus the Touche who found it, and having to get off trail and try to track me down, and the owner of the tap room and the owner of the house. That's a dozen people that went out of their way because I made a silly decision to try to change everything that I've been doing out here for 4 months because I wanted to carry a Hello Kitty backpack, and that altered me putting my wallet in my fanny pack, which I never do. I usually keep it in my pack so I don't lose it, and I'm just really appreciative, and I'm sorry for my friends say, man, let's just wing it, it's just the way I am. But I could have been a little more I could try to be a little more conscientious about some of the things. I'm goofy, I'm stumbling, I'm losing things, I'm careless, and it costs a lot of people today, and they were all gracious and willing to do it, and I love them to death, and thank you. And they know I would do it for them, but I'll say it. Said it before, I'll say it again, and I'll say it till I die, man. I'm a self-reflective person, and I always look at myself, and I don't expect people to do those things for me, and I'm appreciative when they do, but I need to look at myself and say, what was the point in that, man? Just try to, it was funny, and everybody was laughing, and they were all down with it, and everybody's got Hello Kitty tags on their backpacks and supporting me 100%, because when I first came out here, I said, man, all this information on backpacks, I was just going to get a Hello Kitty backpack and hike, just joking. And then, you see one, and I just wanted to, continue the joke. But sometimes it's pretty serious out here, and just joking all the time it really hurts me that I altered a lot of people's day today, and a lot of people had to go out of the way because I'm a dummy. So I'm sorry to everybody. Thank you so much, Touche. Thank you so much, the owner of the tap room. I forget your name, but I will put it in here. And thank you so much for Lost and Found Hostel owner too. I think his name's Peter. If it wasn't for you putting those comments on Far Out, I wouldn't have found it. And yeah, I'm just appreciative. So I got about another mile to walk and to this shelter where all my friends are at, and I just need to take some time alone and just self-reflect and Beautiful hike today though. So glad to have this band reunited, and don't know if I could have accomplished anything today without them guys, helping out and being here for me. And I'm gonna go celebrate with them and with the reuniting of all of us at the same place tonight. So appreciate you. Hope you enjoy the views.